I dús na mílíse, bhí Coimhlintí iachmhór na córsrin Laochra agus Tyrone. Imidíú séchlifa atra be 3 bliana agus chu sé tús le stíl nó pelle. In éireann na nuachtaí agus fear roint blianta dús na mílíse, tháinig grúpa imdúirí chun cíne Tyrone ó chuig cleachta chréimhachaí ile éireann ó ruchaint faoi ís. And see Pellevi Lahub, now Mickey Hart.
So we really believed that Tyrone were on the way. You still had Peter Canavan, the Chris Lawns, the Brian Doohers, Ger Calvin, people who got quality players at the upper end of the age scale, if you like, and these new young players coming on who didn't really do defeat too much, you know, they knew what it was like to win and were becoming very good at it.
You know, like an issue, we must clacty le corn no go a once one much create manure agus fihe hian. Yavlian as a killer shot in the issue.
Bís a gine hí sa díaríon ar bhdar na manúr go raibh bainisteoir maithe go san I techt aber go raibh bainisteoir maithe faois an Mickey Hart go raibh imróí maithe agus go ráidir meátar fnacht le chéile.
We all felt the next step needed to be taken, and we felt the right blend was probably there with the senior players who hadn't had an All-Ireland senior title and these young men who had every other title, and it was a question of just getting that belief across the whole age band. Probably one of our biggest challenges was right beside us in Ulster, which was something new as well. The challenge was always in the deep south. They were the ones that in the past you'd had to be thinking, well, you need to beat them if you want to win All-Ireland, but now we were looking just across the black water and saying they're the people that you might need to beat if you want to get this elusive All-Ireland.
And the Armagh team who had a run out this morning.
Agus híbhaile na haun móra, bhí Laochra, le stíl pelle bhí crua agus physiciúil, dead lobáite bhaint amach a glufi lechanis na héidir na dús na mílíse. Achfad Kiri, stop lena sota.
Coming forward with style. Kerry got it back. It's all over. And Kerry have won as dramatic an All-Ireland semi-final as you're likely to see.
Ach sam líon rábhílig sa dó, níra ach spricaháin ag Laochra. Críomh na héidir na chrucha le hub. Ach lena sníana, ag nó baie hús dead Tyrone sa géad báta go chréimhóla. Chuir te tús leis an Coimhlintí iachmhór.
I banistó uair an in Yavila sa dó agus ag teachta seach a dí an clíthe sin críocnaí an treig go holachta Ardmhacha agus ní ró mar an daoine ag dúil le moran ó Ardmhacha mar fiú an am sin bhí daoine ra go ró an irin ag athrú agus gan raicid sé beidir 3 bliana fearan a thógáil réist. Ach bhí smínse eile ag Joe Kernan.
People said that it was one hurdle too many, that they couldn't come back again, that we were a done team and we were a hurt team. But you know, to have hurt and pain on your side is very important, and certainly we had plenty of that. And plus the fact that it was Tyrone we were playing in the first round made it even that more important. They felt with new kids on the block, a lot of new players coming through, and we were the old guys.
We my own agoni ag Ardmhacha mar irin mór leidir. Ach nach ró moran cruthíochta fan irin agus nasc Joe an dá freisin go hanahhaid le chéile. Thosaigh sé stíl uair pelle a bhí ag Ardmhacha.
Kevin Hughes, and Hughes is trying to take them all over the park. Here's John McEntee for Armagh from distance. Wonderful score from John McEntee. That's a lovely ball in, almost, and it's gone in. Stephen McDonald. Ryan McMenamin hit and hope. They want a goal at this stage. They couldn't get it. Is a chance. It's gone in.
Sa blufa seo agus Harloch se go minic, níor a tada atram.
But they'll have to do it all again. The replay is here next Sunday. It should be quite a game.
Bhí an ahimirt chollifik fo crua leis a géad chlufa.
To John McEntee. Goes for the goal. They give it two. Is there a goal here? Yes. A goal is required. In towards the big man. Pulls on it and pulls on it and puts it over the bar.
Chunne Laochra Tyrone wohub, ach a réginé.
When the 2 games was over, I think the whole country realised there was still a lot more left in this Armagh team, and luckily enough for us, the further we went, the better we got.
They were a good team now, a good solid team. and hopefully he'll bring it home to South Armagh.
Yes, the big moment has come.
For the first time since 1977, Armagh was in All-Ireland final, which was unbelievable. People thought we could never get there. People said that there was a hoodoo, that there was a curse on us, you name it. But we were there.
Jim Marston, 3 men against him. This is inside towards McGrain. It comes back nicely. It's the first goal, and it's scored by Oisin McConville. It brings the Armagh fans to life.
I will be so going to go to Ardbach at a vote. I feel Christopher Ardbach is higumidation for one. Tréisian chluithe na the léim go chéine an alla cosanta mas maile agus cháine Armagh ar a borg. Bhí scó agus fán agus ochras dach séte fada agus is stoil manúr páidí sé na dhéaction go dánig beidir ciad blian de stair nuasach na go sé díag agus nuasach na seastáin.
Depending on where you live in the county, it mightn't grate on you so much, but it was an impetus for any Ulster team. Definitely it was a time to wake up and say that we should be at this as well.
Is tóchaigh sé rud a bhí Tyrone ná go raibh Tyrone 6-5 ar Ardbacha agus dúir do lehéin tastíonn go san bhuine agus bhíidir a techt agus bhí na cóirí ann.
Ní thugam takeíocht d'Ardbhacha ar nua ach bhí mé sást ag an am cíarna gur bhain condé ón tuaisceart an críomh léirn. Ach bhí is agam ag an am cíarna gur raibh Tyrone díreach an aice lá. Bhí muid ag dúil go mór le gabhí is a trí leis an scór a dhéanú mar cearta a híana híon.
Le gábhí agus a trí, ní sé geiste Ardbhacha samlaigh an lochab, agus léidir sé sin in Laochra.
They are rattled certainly by this comeback from the All-Ireland champions. Philip Laochra inside to Paul McGrain. McGrain's going to have a go, and he's got it.
Ardbhacha a barcan crocaigh mar únarí na parca. De gra bhéadís mar cuairteirí ar an farc sin, ach bhí siad amach agus bhí sé le feiceáil ón chéad líthreid gur meon de friúil ar an mar ba dhéad san choirí na haireann. Deirhín héan gur a bhéir sin an clíthe a bar de bhacha mé Ardbhacha gimmart sa tréis sin ó dheabhíle is a dó go dtí dheabhíle sa seacht.
Ach bhí Tyrone dídí chear sam chamán agus ar meallachán Curadís cecht fudife ar an blanket defence go chéirí.
Agus ar an tíbhelad an tarint bhí Tyrone ag tarint charge orthú héan a barcan crocaigh, thuí siad amach agus rinn siad slad, olmhór ar chéirí. Is dóithe gur a bé an clíthe sin an chéad buile sa scoilt idir pell olle agus meon olle ón céad an tír. Mar as an clíthe sin tháinig an tarma piúc fotball.
Beidir a fiochan siar go gartún a bheith ficithe an tréin a techt a níos ach necha mar é agus cheapan mar gorá mar olah ach ní dólan go mecha anir an olah tá le bhéal cumas úntach ar fada go le dul an leiclead is a takeil agus mar sin do agus sin rud mór a chuig go bhaim mar san lásan. Bhrachas go raibh na takeils anna dhéan ach na dhéocha siar ní dhéoch sé dumsa agus ní dhéoch sé an moltóireach an irid gur bhéon fáilán agus ní dólan go raibh.
Bhín státe mór olmhaithe gon lástaidiúil, gon chéadhfuid i díobh, gá éidir na sé an chúigeháin, cúige ola sa glufa ceannis.
With belief that they were good enough to win, belief that they could retain a title.
We looked at each other. They probably looked at us the year before and said, if they can do it, so can we. You know, but the two teams was now in an All-Ireland final. Two Ulster teams, never happened before. So you can imagine the build-up and the pressure on both teams.
Í rud amháin bhí iontach suntasach faoin clíthe seo. Bhí na stakes ionta ard, mar da mé an buag Ardbhacha bhí Virginia ar a dó an aid ó híomh clíthe ceannis na haireann agus sin neamh. Da minthú Tyrone bhí muid ar héan a héan ach bhí an buntáis ag Tyrone a seochar gur bhain siad níodan Ardbhacha sa clíthe ceannis sin ifrin.
Ach cá bíochmór fisiciúla bhí an. Le chuigeanú med caite tú go léir gus roinéis cecha fisiciúla agus a bheith sé.
Gael and shot. Hashen Liras Wyatt, Derek Tyrone, Coimhlintí, and Brian White, August Kixie Brunta, and Tyrone. Agus initially, as in this Dermot Marsden. Agus Philip Jordan, the thought he's in Shin Gorty. Kinda Vice of Gorty shot. Agus Gorty, Jarrett, Brunta, Dermot Marsden.
I think the turning point on the day was sending off at Dermot Marsden. And that was disappointing from our point of view because he didn't do anything wrong that day. And it was disappointing that a player laid down and that only was injured that day.
Dermot Marsden, I mean, is imroing to into táhachtach here. Hannah Weiner and Fark, we had me on the Ferrinia, is into Santa Sock, mar. Nervian, Shashin a Shalaber and Lee Wright, Sassocket, Gwilrodegan, a Galahar, Lewis, can you playmaker and Sky here?
He'll miss a grow and love and Doctor Ruggy, again, Funchison, Akaganam, Kierna, Tigam, Marfella, Gochi, Anna Yakar, Fad, Vegamers, Gandinyer, Aaron Fark. Akaganam, Kierna, Vima Jones, a Clay Canis, listen, Rudder Wunch.
Jimmers Shin Parch, Inta Moore, and Kidjalad and Cleha, Mar Jacker Agazella Gazavisha, Tyrone, Aharu, August 2, Lan, Irin, Kuiger Jeg, Veja, a Wadnis Jackra, Tyrone, a Workins, Le Dinner Egan, and Asnav, Kyle Ardwaha, a Gru, August Kyle Shade and Kenya Nyart, a Viaku Gajishin.
I just think it was coming. I could see him just coming across. You know, I could see Stephen McDonald. And I thought he was going to pull the trigger and put it in the back of the net. But I definitely thought it was a goal because I think Stevie was in great form that year. And then I think once he gets a sight of goal now, he's usually deadly. But it's a fantastic block from Connor. And I think once Connor blocked that there, you kind of knew that maybe. I think this is their day here.
Shannon Bulla a Brish Crab Drama Ardwaha, nor a Hannock Mitchin, Vima Dirchme Lumhian, Neil Tyrone, a Gael and Clear Shot. That she'd Sasta, Kabea Yanni, a Tala Jano, and Clear Shot working show.
August Arnett, Shady, and Brian White, August Kirkedoria, Michigan Tyrone, Champini in Aaron, August Finin, Paharom, Buljatin Sako.
As I present this song to Peter the Great.
Is dóithe go chocolate rag gur thug siad ceamdanna clíthe agus na Coimhlintí is fisiciúla agus fearr agus is cathrama de bhaca me dúiríú ag Barton Crocky.
Ní raibh an díanamíocht idir Ardwacha agus Tyrone licí nearmad is gur grú Tyrone craobh na héireann I 2003, I 2005. Chasa do redd a chéile ríist, I glufi canis chuigala.
Is a ríis bhí muintir Ardwacha Garachar an Tarrant, agus bhí Ardwacha híomh bháin le, agus Tyrone an tíomhile de, agus bhíh sa gach duine nach mé clúan ós mór go leor, le lucht taciaachta an dá an a chineal in éana teomháin an leisin. So bhris cóirla alla le tradition, agus thug siad clíthe canis alla go dtí Barton Crocky.
Why showed a match to 30,000 in Clones when you can have 65,000 in Croke Park, and I think the right decision was done that day.
Bug sé deist an Lochlan ónar fad teachtarsteach í Park Crochuig agus an circus á dhiiscint agus ag an buinte sin bhíidir nós gá Harmh an dáir an dul an aircha chéile agus bhíidir nós dá Harmh gá heavyweight más mar leat.
Tóir siad gachradit, tóir siad crogacht agus passion. Chegar hacht agus Pedro Kittabug Salachar Foster.
The people in the stands would tell you that, you know, they hardly took a breath all day watching the intensity of the play and the commitment of both teams. Not an inch was given to either.
Agus cégur a seach a dín agus a bhí sé riamh, bhín lábhad uachtar ag Tyrone fud na páisce.
Tí gráfhain tú céthó cécrocht nó hacroch agus atá de chólacíthe. An céadatán den na líthreid í briste sin a aon siad. Agus an lá sin fuair Tyrone nótha fan géad acu. Tháinig siad isteach, bhí sé cosar an cileoga isteach de se agus ag picú suas gachar agus ag agrú ionsaithe agus dlúiseach déad.
Mallon, back outside for O'Neill, and that's over the bar. Stephen O'Neill, chance of a goal, chance of a point.
Francie Bellew had kept many forwards at bay many games, and before that and after it, and I suppose it was one of those days I don't think that anybody would have stopped Stephen O'Neill, the form he was in.
Céige Bomacha an clog agus tá Tyrone faoimhla. Is a gachtain well tá an clíthe seo faoi smacht ag Tyrone inis. Tá sé is leo an clíthe sin le buachant.
Ach ní dhéilean ardhacha díobh, agus mar is dulghob treid siad.
McDonald, he's inside the Tyrone cover. Great save by John Devine. Armagh have it once more. Oisin, McConnell! Armagh, time not on their side now. Paddy McKeever. 4 points, remember, between the teams. Half blocked. McKeever goes after it for the second time.
I think it was a high ball in, and I was lucky enough to win it, but I think, like Tyrone defending, there's normally 2 or 3 boys around you. There was 2 or 3 boys around me at the time.
McDonald at the end of it. It's a shot, and it's a goal for Armagh!
But it just spun, and the ball, it was a kick and hope for a goal.
Hosí sé an acala cool sacu. Agus an drochúr bogu an líhraid ó lína go lína agus sa Jerry chríne sé suas sa Línton agus bhaim me se go raibh an lucht ormsa mar bhí an pás curthaiste thugamsa ach breisiúr hiú le agus sin an áite chríne sé.
Chur rudaí go thomlan banús ceann ó híomh an clíthe sin le. Jackra creidhfuil go ardmhaithe abhailach an clíthe sin a thiontú thart agus críochnú thuláidir agus a rinseú.
Going for the equaliser, and there it is!
We actually stole victory out of the hands of Tyrone, which was demoralising for them and gave us an awful lift.
Paul Hirtig takes the kick out, and it is a draw.
I felt like a defeat in that Ulster final. The draw, clawing back those 4 points when we seemed to be home and hosed, so to speak. It was devastating. We were definitely dejected about that.
Díri sé rudaí a chuir gceart san nethimirt, grú Tyrone choilbhrise.
And then actually we went into what was a decent lead. I think we might have been leading by something like 11-7 and we decided then to put in Peter Canavan and Owen Mulligan into the game.
Thug muid a lig sa fanal go raibh Conachar Mór go fáil ag an Nuireann agus da mé ó fiche bomaite chuig bomaite déag I bádar go raibh muid go an úsais ceart a bhaint as. So nuair a tháinig sé isteach ar an pharc bhí muid inne muíneach go mé an buagin ar an lá.
The first ball Peter went for, this melee started.
Brishi shooting very like Parker Fotchi McGeady stuck in Canavan. Miss Tall Raver, Joel and Joe Himmer with orange as he gave it.
And somehow, in his wisdom or otherwise, the referee and linesman decided that Peter Canavan should get a red card. And the fact that Peter was sent off there before he had touched the ball had to have a serious impact on us that day.
Cailen siad smacht ar an clíthe, gan áras ón mumaite sin.
It drove us forward, so that, it probably bonded us on the day. We were out to put the record straight, so we were, and we weren't going to lose that match regardless of what it took.
Chat to Machin, Stephen O'Neill, and going to stop. Turn up the Manners and Moreland. August Dasha put it to Bork.
Mancog a bhí an Jantig an Richard agus ach a gnáam cin a bhí an Richard faoi bhrú ócaid all-war bhí an ach níor bhhaimiid go raibh wife for sin.
You can imagine taking Stephen O'Neill and Peter Canavan out of our forward line at that stage. Even thinking back to the previous game where Stephen O'Neill had the 10 points, and when you lose players of that quality, it's very difficult to hold on.
I got involved in an incident as well, probably not too proud of, but I got involved and probably I was lucky that time maybe just to get a yellow card in it. So probably that stage then, once after the round, probably we lost our composure and probably lost our way a bit.
Agus is tólam de ghrim na gluhí agus de ghrim na nómatí gym líder na ige chéile go raibh 6 tennis bruchtaí le támar fad agus Dína daoine de ród chaidán na himmarthe beidir dá bhar, bhíidir na héna caiinte na bolí ach bhí cluí úntacha fad a fad idir na fór an uairsin. Agus léire sé na héin na beidir cé chotáachtacha sa bhí sé an dáiran bheit na máistíí a beiste héin.
We've won another Ulster title, we've beaten our arch rivals, but something told me that, and I said it in the Tyrone dressing room afterwards, while they might be disappointed today, their season's not over, and I won't be surprised if we meet you later on. Hoping that it wouldn't, but we did.
I think we enjoyed that victory too much nearly. We should have been much more reserved in our celebration that day because we knew there was bigger things coming down the tracks. But I think it was the guys were nearly so surprised that we've caught Tyrone in the hop on that day.
Bhí cruniogin seach na ní sin agus thochríimiid goróid a ggóil achan rudí anú bheith arás sin san críomh agus mata ardmhaithe an go fáil beidir go méid abalta an leabhanúcht Ireland an tam seo.
Agus Saintas na Níntas mar thorir na bátaíú cáiliche chasaí ar chéile ríistead a glufi lechanis na héireann.
Na síoltha gur bé seo an tríthú uair a díomh a bheithe gimmart in iad na chéile, in íon bblion amháin, in íon saoú amháin, in íon bhí amháin. Nach mé an bollag ag muintear Olin ó muintear ardmhaithe agus Tyrone fachanne an tríthú clíthe an bhí daoine sásta golagatí an clíthe agus bhí Park and Crooked glán ar an leis.
We certainly felt that this is the day that whoever comes out on top on this day will go on and win the All-Ireland because of the experience that they're going to learn from this match alone. We went into the game and we were absolutely flying. We were in the best shape we had ever been as a team.
It was end-to-end stuff. There was no inch given anywhere. We were in each other's faces the whole day, as you do in derby matches. This was as good a game of Gaelic football as you'll ever see. It had everything. It had all the skills from the high catching, the passing, the scoring, the tackling. The honesty from both teams.
I remember being ecstatic with the way the team were playing during the game. I remember being very, very happy that things were going according to plan. We were in a pole position to win that game. We had done all the work. Tactically from a work rate point of view, from a scoring point of view, we'd done all that, and then we lost our way in the last 3-4 minutes, and we'll go to our grave with that regret probably.
Bhí Kieran McGeaney ag much go hinnta. Agus an sin beidir go raibh sé géirí tarseach. Níl agin ach bunú den farcé.
So Kieran McGeaney, remember he had that slight hamstring for the game against Laochra.
Possibly one of the biggest mistakes that Joe Kiernan made as a manager was pulling Kieran McGeaney off.
I was actually brought on for Kieran McGeaney that day. It was the first big game I was ever not started for. It was definitely the first Tyrone game I was never playing for. So I was actually brought on for Kieran, and I remember thinking to myself, Kieran's obviously a hugely symbolic figure in the Armagh team. He's the talisman of the team. I remember thinking to myself, it's a big blow to lose him.
But it was only when Kieran McGeaney went off that Sean Kavanagh, the shackles come off him and he let loose for the remaining 5-10 minutes of the match.
Here's Sean Kavanagh. Can he put this over the bar? Yes, he can.
Ganach secondary fanta, vidar score na Ardmhaithe kick sear wahub.
Colin Holmes. This is Stephen O'Neill. McMiniman has gone inside. Still O'Neill does so well. The referee claims that he was pulled, and he was, and it's a free in for Tyrone.
An rud a bhainne iad a Tyrone. Cé Hannig le Nea Dheanú, le díaltas agus cuitimh a ail ar Winter Ardmhaithe a ríist ach Peter Canavan.
The free and the point to put Tyrone in the All-Ireland final.
Cé gníocht daoine go kick sé réasúnta bog a bheitthe, kick sé dámanta jacket fad a bheitthe agus chafa creadúnta orta as an gaiisce agus chuid thairis an trastáin agus deirí hir hall an dáir in na scarúnta na chéile.
It's over! The captain of 2003 is the match winner.
A bhí an clíthe hart. Bhí Ardmhaithe muas an críú arís mar gheall ar Tyrone agus Jackar a creadhfuil go nearna siad ar íseoin.
Agus sin mar a chuidiú clású an saige 3 bliana idir na córsan. Rá idirn a dartún chluife agus baigin gon chadeile an tír a gáilin éidim teo.
Is chuseas dún gur cheap Tyrone Ardmhaithe nar a bhéon bheasa gan ortha. Héidir meas imreoirí chéirí. Agus pédí bheas a bhí goin drohheas a bhí goin Tyrone agus Armagh a gábhí sa dógábhí sa tí a bhhailta fád a haine goin. Agus tuige mí agus tá na cecht na múntu hóin agus gasla a hallú go bhfuil cúpa cecht fálam a chéirí chomá an déobh sin.